Hello and welcome to Simplified Medical Biochemistry. This video is a part of the series that gives you various tips and tricks to ace biochemistry MCQs. Today's focus will be on single best answer type MCQs. In this format, 5 possible answers are provided and students must choose the single best or correct or most appropriate option. Let's now go through a sample SBA type MCQ. In this sample question, notice the question asks which is the most important organ for ketogenesis. You'll have to choose the single best answer in this case. From the definition of ketogenesis, we know that it is a chemical process that occurs in the liver to break down fatty acids and produce ketones when the body lacks carbohydrates for energy. Let's discuss some of the key information regarding ketogenesis. In a very simple language, ketogenesis is the process of producing ketone bodies. The primary substrate for ketogenesis is acetyl-CoA. The products of ketogenesis are acetone, acetoacetate, and beta-hydroxybutyrate, which are collectively known as ketone bodies. And finally, this process occurs in the liver. Here you can see the process of ketogenesis, the substrate and products mentioned in the previous slide. You can observe that the reaction starts with acetyl-CoA and acetoacetate is the primary ketone body produced. You can notice in the process that acetone is produced through decarboxylation and beta-hydroxybutyrate is produced after reduction. Notice that the reaction between acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrate is reversible. Try to remember this key information of the ketogenesis process. Now, based on the information we have discussed, we can select the correct, best, or most appropriate answer among the choices, which is liver. Let's now go through another sample SBA type MCQ. In this sample question, notice that the question asks which one is the most important metabolic fate of pyruvate during aerobic exercise. Please be careful not to confuse aerobic exercise with aerobic glycolysis. Now, notice that it is possible to convert lactate and oxaloacetate from pyruvate, which are options A and B. It is also possible to oxidize pyruvate to acetyl-CoA, which is option C. And finally, it is possible to synthesize alanine and glucose from pyruvate, which are options D and E. So, in this case, all the available options are possible, which can seem confusing. However, when we look at the question again and focus on the key information being asked, we can now easily understand that the answer will be option A, conversion to lactate. This is because when the intensity of aerobic exercise increases, oxygen availability eventually becomes limited. Thus, pyruvate is converted to lactate due to relative oxygen deficiency. So, always read the question carefully and try to understand what is being asked specifically. Finally, try to do some self-study regarding the aerobic and anaerobic metabolic processes. Try to understand when these processes occur and what are the similarities and differences between them. That way, you will have a much better understanding of the MCQ we practiced today. Also, you can prepare for short answered questions along with Viva. And if you want a video solely on this topic, let us know in the comments. And finally, here are the references used for creating the content. You can check them out as additional learning materials. Thank you for listening, and if you have found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and share.